yourself get hurt this time. Don't let yourself get hurt this time. Learn I saw your face. Learn I saw your smile.
but you can't. So it's Mobtown Live. I want to see the friends I miss, or give my mom a kiss, or get my hair cut right, or just sleep through the night. But you can't. So it's Mobtown Live. Mobtown Live, we'll drink with you forever. Mobtown Live, in dark and stormy weather. Mobtown Live, what else is there to do? I wish it was just a little warmer outside. But pandemic together. So put on your Wednesday best. At least the top, I guess, will take you to the moon. It's live to your bedroom. It's tonight, and it's Mobtown Live.
Mobtown Live is brought to you by Second and Third Winters.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mobtown Live.
Oh, hi there.
My name is Sarah.
I'm Michael.
And we have an awesome week for you today. I'm so excited. And thank you all so much for tuning in. We have been updating our technology each week, so we're trying some new things this week. So bear with us, though I think it'll be fine. Hachi's a wizard.
And whatever you do, I can't believe I'm saying these words. Like and subscribe.
Like
Do
and
that.
subscribe.
I fucking hate myself so much.
Please do. And as usual, we have a cover charge. If you're willing and able to pay, it's $10. You send it through Venmo at Mobtown-Live. That helps us pay the artists and helps us keep the show going, get our technology up and running and all that stuff.
We always pay the artists. That's something we believe in. Before the pandemic, after the pandemic, for all time.
Yes, because artists deserve to be paid. So like and subscribe, send us $10 if you can. This week, I'm so stoked because we have Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band on. Michael, when did you first hear of Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band?
I don't know. It was some time in our friendship, which has gone on for a long time. You might say it almost feels infinite. And your brother got involved at some point, and then it's a classic Sarah Sullivan situation where you saw something goofy and then you reached out to them. Like, I don't reach out to people.
I didn't reach out to them. Alec did, and because we love their music. Yeah, and now I reached out to them because now that I have the connect through Alec, we got to have them on the show. So I'm so stoked for that.
They're an extraordinary band, and once you see their aesthetic, which I could not describe to you, it will be with you forever.
It's awesome. Yeah. In addition, we have someone from Pigtown Climbs coming on today, Brianna, and she's going to talk to us about the sick rock climbing thing that they're trying to get going in Pigtown right near the ballroom. So that's very exciting. And then we're going to have Michael give us a typewriter tour where he's going to explain how typewriters work and show us a bunch of his typewriters. It
was by popular demand. I could no longer resist the overwhelming flood of emails demanding typewriter knowledge.
And we pre-filmed it and I edited it. So you're welcome, everyone, because my editing skills are straight out of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Top notch. So, and then next week, Michael, I'm just going to tell you a few of the things we have coming up. And
I'd love to hear. I think
you actually don't know. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
So if you remember Young Elder, who was on the show a couple weeks ago talking with me and Anaya Taylor.
Was that one of the children I said I was afraid of? And I think they took that in like a sort of like afraid to walk down the street near children way.
Right. She was like, don't be afraid of us. And she's also 19. So I don't know. Children is relative by that point, but she's a pretty amazing MC. And And so she's going to be doing a set for us next week, which I'm really excited about.
Awesome. I'll be there.
And then a number of our viewers have been reading this article called Battle for the Soul of Goucher College. We're going to have the author of that on, not next week necessarily. It'll be sometime in the next few weeks. And then do you know what's happening on March 31st, Michael?
We talked about it earlier today, and I've forgotten.
It's Bill Henry.
Oh, Bill Henry.
He's coming back.
Oh,
He's
my
going to
God.
make a cocktail. He's going to talk to us about all of his comptroller stuff. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, nothing like a comptroller, what we've
Nothing
always said.
Like a comptroller.
Mobtown Live is
Sexiest
sort
job.
of the comptroller of media content, I think. Underappreciated. But, you know, I don't know.
No, I
Whatever.
think that's smart. We're doing a lot, but it's a lot of it goes unnoticed. So, but not today. Not today. So do you have any hot topics from this week, Michael, that you wanted to bring up?
What has been grinding my gears? I think I've been pretty zen this week. Can I say that? Can I say that?
I don't know if you can say that, but we're going to roll right through.
Okay. Yeah, I've been pretty. You know, we all got worked up about the Senate seats in Georgia, as you should, right? And worked on that. And you know, we're going to keep the Democrats accountable, like you should, because we're citizens and humans, not just party folks. But I've been reading a lot of books, doing a little typewriter renovation. Gearing up for our outdoor seating, Sarah. That's a topic I'm excited about.
That's a thing we should talk about. When's that opening, Michael?
That will be opening not this weekend, but next, right? The first weekend in March.
In April. This is March. 2 weeks from tomorrow, folks, we will be back on the sidewalk in Pigtown for outdoor seating Thursday through Sunday. And we might even have some small indoor things cooking up. Not dancing.
No dancing.
So don't get excited. Not
and
yet, at least.
Don't send me an email saying, what if we all bring our partners? I don't care. It ain't happening. Nope. Nope. You all are going to lick each other's faces. I know you.
Well, and you got to keep in mind the amount of money that it costs to have the ballroom open. And then how much money we make with 200 people in there versus 6 people all masked dancing with just their boyfriends or whatever. Yeah, so that'll have to be pushed down a little bit, but I have hope that that'll happen a lot sooner than we anticipated that it would.
I think so too.
But outdoor seating starting in 2 weeks, and that'll be really cool. We have a whole new menu that we're cooking up, and it's gonna involve a bunch of non-alcoholic things as well, potentially kombucha. We'll have
The
tapache
booch.
again. The booch, yeah.
Hitting the booch.
Someone just commented, I bet Michael can operate a manual transmission. And I can't read the chat at the same time, so I have no idea what the context of that was.
I said something about grinding my gears, but also yes, because I'm an adult.
Yeah,
I can.
I.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I took my driver's test on a manual transmission. I stalled like 6 times, and then at the end, the guy was like, "I'm so impressed by how well you know this car." I was like, "Okay, buddy." But all right. And I forgot, we're also going to be making a cocktail today, so we'll be doing that probably right after the typewriter section. So before we move on, I just want to remind everyone once again to like and subscribe and to send us $10.
At Mobtown-Live.
At Mobtown-Live. The only other thing I was going to say was that I'm really glad that, like, I've almost forgotten about Trump. I mean, not actually, obviously, but like all of the news and social media isn't about him, and that is pretty fun.
Truly. And I think, I know some people are very concerned that, everyone will let down their guard and that we'll be feeding immigrant children to tyrannosaurs at any minute. And that may be true, right? We got to guard against these things, but everybody does deserve a break. Everybody does like a moment to go, there was a small success. And I hope people feel good. And I hope people feel good about the weather and the impending end of this pandemic. Knock on wood.
The vaccines coming out. They've been handing them out left and right here in Baltimore.
Like hotcakes.
Yep, hotcakes. I've seen it. I now know so many people who have gotten their first shot. And that is really exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
So, interestingly, I was walking out on the town earlier and I noticed some people celebrating St. Patrick's Day, but everyone was far apart and wearing masks and seeming like they were drinking, but not in the like, yeah, shots way, but just in the like, we're having some beers to honor St. Patrick's Day or whatever people do for St. Patrick's Day. So that's exciting. I was a little worried that it was going to be people going nuts and, licking each other.
yeah. Yeah. Like in the ballroom. I'm stone cold sober. St. Patrick's Day. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, do you usually drink on St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I mean, in the pandemic, I usually drink on most days, but maybe I'll go find something during a break. Yeah.
I'll be making a cocktail. So, if you want to join me, you can. I don't think you have any of the ingredients, but
I got whiskey.
That's true. It's not in the cocktail, but that'll be fine.
It's going to be in me.
All right. So it's probably time to introduce our first guest, Brianna, who we will bring on in just a second to talk about Pigtown Climbs.
Am I in this?
Swimming in my own mind. I went swimming in my own mind, and I saw the water.
Hello, Brianna.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks so much for coming on. So you're from Pigtown Climbs, which I think probably half our viewers have heard about and half of them haven't. So what is Pigtown Climbs?
Yeah, so really great question. So Pigtown Climbs is a majority woman of color community-led organization. Our mission is to kind of spearhead health initiatives and environmental initiatives that prioritize communities of color in Southwest Baltimore, and really deepen our connection with the outdoors, deepen the communities of color's connection with the outdoors. And
Cool.
We aim to do this through climbing. And so we are working to build an outdoor climbing facility that is beautiful, that's accessible and safe, in collaboration with Southwest Baltimore community.
That's really awesome. So I've seen some of the plans for this, but can you explain where it would be?
Yeah, exactly. So we are on 936 Washington Boulevard. So if you have been to the Pigtown Main Street corridor, and if you've been there recently, you've seen the Groundwork kitchen that Paul Place has been doing a really incredible job at shaping out. So we're right across the street from Paul's Place, new location.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're also kind of right across the street from the ballroom, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We're neighbors.
Great.
So I imagine if you're on here, you've definitely been to Mobtown Ballroom, so you know.
How did this come about, and how did you get involved?
Yeah, definitely. So this was pretty serendipitous. So I am also on the Community Association for Citizens of Pigtown, and we had a plant giveaway back last August or like June or July. So sometime last year, and the property owner, he, like the owners of the property is the 930 Group LLC, and just so happens that they are passionate advocates for all things community related in Pigtown. So I brought up this idea to them just because they had this big open space that they weren't really using. And they were like, we knew that they wanted it to be used for the community, but they didn't really have any plans or steps forward. So I suggested that we build this outdoor climbing facility. And the reason why I suggested that, I've been climbing just for about 2 years, but just the amount of the impact that I see that the climbing community makes for every person who starts climbing, or just a support system that climbing creates for individuals, has been really astounding for me. I've done work in the environmental education sector probably since since my freshman year of high school. So like 10, 12 years at this point. So I know environmental education, and I know how great of an impact it can have on communities of color. And I really saw the opportunity when I started climbing, just in terms of how you build relationships with folks just in the same space, but also how beautiful like your connection with yourself grows when you're working on a problem, or just challenging yourself a little bit more to like go for the next hold, or so I brought it up to Aaron, and he was all for it. So it was kind of, all I had to do was try to get people who were interested in helping me create this idea into a reality. And so it was just an idea back last spring, but at this point it's an incredible team of 9 executive leads, and they cover community outreach and engagement. They'll cover landscaping, design and planning and engineering, our fundraising executive lead. So we have this huge collection of not only our directors, but also volunteers as well. So since starting, we've had over 200 volunteers sign up. Whoa, and just different organizations reaching out to us to support this initiative, which is pretty unique, especially since we are so new. And so we're like, this is just an idea. And like, we started out with this very crude rendering of what the lot looked like. And we're like, okay, we want to put something here. And so it's really incredible to see like where we started and where we have come so far, and just how quickly we have been able to do that with the amount of support that we're getting.
And when did you say you anticipate the wall going up?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So we're pretty much still in the design phase. And in terms of how the process works is we're starting with the front lot landscaping. So we want a space that anytime community organization is interested in like having a quick meeting, or just a place for someone to go that they can enjoy and feel comfortable in, that front lot space will be open for anyone to use. So we obtained funding for like the development of the front lot. And the next stage of that is doing the back lot preparation. And so we're working to do some lot grading to make sure that the space is completely accessible, getting in some fencing, updating the fencing that's currently there, and also putting in a retaining wall to make sure that the grading that goes in is structurally sound.
Awesome.
And then so that takes probably about 1 month to like 6 months, depending on the permitting process. And then
we know that game. Yeah,
we're familiar with.
I'm so sorry.
Baltimore City. Yeah.
We're ready for it, that's for sure. But it also depends on the community outreach. So we are rolling out community outreach surveys right now to get as much feedback from the community as possible, to make sure that the space that we are creating and designing has the input of the community. So the front lot landscaping, the lot preparation don't necessarily change the function of the space. But we know that we want to bring climbing to Pigtown in Southwest Baltimore, but we want to make sure that if you're interested in having a yoga class, you have space to have a yoga class. And so with those community surveys, we'll get all the feedback and kind of strategize our inside of the lot design from there. And then also funding would be the next big thing, is that we need the funding.
Right. Yeah. So, which I guess I'll table my next question to say you have a fundraiser coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do. So April 9th is when we are having pretty much a kickoff event to a fundraiser that we, let me see. So Mid-Atlantic Climbers is this incredible nonprofit organization that's been doing work in the climbing community in terms of restoring climbing, outdoor climbing spaces to like if there's graffiti or trash that other folks have left on the crag, for example. And they also have done some trail repairs as well. So they are an incredible organization that's been around for quite a while. They've offered $2,500 in terms of a matching fundraiser. And so this event that we're having on April 9th is a kickoff to our matching fundraiser that Mid-Atlantic Climbers has offered their $2,500. So
Cool.
yeah.
And it's a musical virtual event, right?
Yeah, exactly. So for this event, we hope to highlight some Southwest Baltimore artists and also some Southwest Baltimore businesses, some greater Baltimore businesses as well. But we are also able to get a lot of support from some climbing groups, some athletic groups to just provide donations for raffle items. And like Charm City Books, for example, is partnering with us, and Mobtown Ballroom has given us a space to talk about this event. So we think it's going to be really beautiful just to have these, a collection of artists all together in a virtual space to kind of kick off this spring fundraiser that we have going on. And what's really cool is that we're definitely going to pay the artists, but we also have the opportunity to host the artists in a recording studio. So they'll get time to record their own song that we'll have pre-recorded during that event. So if you're a relatively new artist, this would be a really good opportunity for you to get your song recorded and mastered. And yeah, we would love to have you. So if you're interested in being one of the artists for the show, you can reach out to us.
That's awesome. I just have one more question about like so is the whole space going to be outside?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Cool.
Yeah, so in terms of the size of the space, it's about 4,400 square feet, which doesn't seem like a lot of space, but it is. And it's like, and it's so much fun to kind of like dream up what can go in a space that size. And so, yeah, we hope that it's all outside. If once the walls goes up, we'll have some protection in terms of like a green roof or some hardscaping that will go above the wall, but also we want the space to be usable at any time. So we're thinking about the sails. I don't know if you've seen the sails that kind of protect you from sun or water. So things that are in the center of the space that when it's really nice outside, we can break it down and have the sun pouring in, the wind pouring in to the space. And then if it's raining, we'll still be able to host events in that space. So the rainproof sails would be our next phase.
That is super cool.
It's wonderful. All sorts of great stuff is happening in Pigtown. And it's nice to you live in Pigtown. You're part of COP.
Yeah, I am. So I'm on the board. I just bought my house 2 years ago. So cool. Yeah, I am.
Sweet. Congrats.
I love. Yeah.
That's what we're very excited to hear people that live in Pigtown doing things, because there's a chunk of people who live there and like commute to DC, which is fine, but like a little bit of local engagement is definitely ideal there.
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm not gonna lie, I do my commute to so, but I can't get enough of Pigtown. So anytime I have the opportunity to be here and to be present in the community that I'm living in, I take every chance that I can get. And I'm lucky that with this organization, we're bringing in people who are also interested in supporting this neighborhood. So we're really lucky with the amount of outside and inside support that we're getting here. So we hope to use this platform to elevate all things Southwest Baltimore.
Awesome. Well, how can people find you and follow what you're doing?
Yeah, so we just opened up our Facebook page. So if you have a Facebook, you can like us on there. So we just got a Facebook page recently, so we only have like 19 likes. We also have an Instagram that's pretty well established. So at Pigtown Climbs for both of those. And then if you're interested in just checking out kind of some of the images that we have been working out, you can visit our website, pigtownclimbs.org. And you can also shoot us an email. So my email is director@pigtownclimbs if you have anything specific, any specific questions, but you can also just email us at board@pigtownclimbs.org and I'll respond to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brianna. I was really glad to hear about it. I'm so excited to be able to climb in Pigtown at some point.
Yes, we can't wait to have you.
I mean, I'm bad at it still, but I could get good at it, I bet.
I'm also bad, but that's okay because I have professionals who want to help us make this a reality. So
awesome.
I do it cool. Because I enjoy it, not to be
the best at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was ever something where like being the best at it, the hurdle seems pretty high for me. It's climbing the people who can like hang upside down.
That's okay. We're not here to judge. Just getting started is the fun part.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
All right.
thanks.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All
Have
right.
a good night.
You too.
I am ill. I'm muted. I am ill today, but I am not too ill. I am ill today, but I am not too ill. I'm not ill. It's the perfect day, warm for winter. It's the perfect day, cool for fall. I'm tired today, but I am not too tired.
Hello, everyone. Here I am with the creators of Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band, X and Susie. Hello, welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
We're pretty good, all right.
Nice. And we also have my brother, Alec Sullivan, here, who people have seen on the show before. Hi, Alec.
Oh, hello.
I'm so excited that you all are here. I'm really stoked. Thank you for coming on. Will you tell us a little bit about Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band and how the concept came about and what you all do?
Well, it was a Halloween joke back in 2012. Let's make a skeleton video. So the video was called Only for Love, still out there on Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band. And Susie was playing the drums in a skeleton suit. I was doing the guitar in a skeleton suit.
We found ourselves doing all the jobs, so we thought, skeleton band.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
He's the best songwriter you don't know.
That's awesome. So before that, were you two playing music with other people?
Yeah, we've had several bands. Yeah, how it goes. You play with people and then they go away and then you play with some other people.
Yeah. And you're based out of LA. Where are you both from originally?
I'm from Cuba. And Susie?
I'm from Whittier, California.
Okay, cool. And you have a studio in LA, right?
We did have one for several years called Lord Tiger Recording Studio. It was very unusual. The front was a coffee shop. The back was a recording studio. We'd open the front door and people could walk in and see all the different bands that were playing. And these are some of the CDs that were made at Lord
That's
Tiger.
awesome.
I don't think you can see this.
That's really cool.
You would have to stick it in front of the camera.
So you, how many years did you have that, you said?
We had that for 3 or 4 years, and we played every weekend in the front of the recording studio and had a little audience come and listen to us. We had quite a good time.
That's really cool.
And we have other people.
The band was originally Javi and the Tiger.
I think you got to put it up.
I don't know
That's
if you
awesome.
can-
No, we could see it. I could see that.
but I dressed as a tiger and we
She's
did
there.
Javi's songs.
I think tigers probably better than skeletons. For work.
We've had a lot more progress with skeletons.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the concept. Our family is huge on Halloween, and I think, is that how you found them, Alec?
No, maybe Facebook found them for me because of that, but I saw a sponsored Facebook ad for Rock Till You Die.
Oh,
And I was like, this is amazing. so I like checked out some of the other videos, and then I was like, I want to try and be involved with this. So I reached out.
that's so great. And you all worked on a song together that you're going to premiere on this show today.
This is our second collaboration with Alec, actually.
Yeah, he called us out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I want to do a video with you." I said, "Okay."
I was surprised.
House of Cards. But we have a new one for you today called A Place in Time.
It's like the segue to the House of Cards.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what this song's about before we play it?
The A Place in Time.
Yes.
We were traveling through Wyoming, and there was this town, like a ghost town, and there was
An old antique store, kind of a secondhand shop.
Go ahead.
And the sign across the front said, A Place in Time.
So I said, "There's a song there."
And here it is.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's.
A place where once happened and is not there anymore, but we remember.
Which is fitting. Well, let's go to it and let's see this. This is A Place in Time.
Yeah.
Yay!
A place in time, what's in his prime, so long ago, gone is the glow.
When they go by, can't help but stare. There's only ghosts, nobody there.
Where is the love?
Nothing but woe.
One was so high,
Now it's so low.
where is the love?
A place in time. A place in time lives in my mind. Forever young, forever strong.
Nobody there.
videos for the price of one.
Yeah,
That was so good.
it was.
I hadn't seen the video yet. I wanted to wait until watching it live. So that was so awesome.
Did you like that I put the video from House of Cards in there?
Yeah, it was it was so cool. It's like a tribute to like our first collaboration.
Yeah.
It was so great.
You have a great voice, Alec.
Yes, it does.
Well, I'm just singing, you guys doing everything else. So
Don't stop.
Yeah, speaking of you guys doing everything else, so your band has multiple characters, even though you all are doing all of the parts, right?
We used to have people, but they keep dying.
I'm sorry.
Steve
Our drummer,
Steve,
drummer.
he died, and now the guy who's playing lead for us, Renee, he's in the hospital with cancer. So,
I'm sorry.
so it's Susie and me.
But the names that you had for the other people, Al Rocker, and
Well, rock was an invention.
that's
Back
pretty.
then, under the costume, yes.
Yeah, that
Because it
cracks
kind of
me
looked
up.
like the Today Show.
Yeah.
And we put glasses on him.
Like he does in the Today Show.
That's awesome.
Or is impressed.
No, we send him the song through somebody that knows him, and he never got back to us. So I guess actually,
so-
there was a song I wrote for Al. Go.
Something about his face.
Yeah, something about his face, because he said somebody should write a song about "Look at My Face" or something like that. So I'll write it for him. So I did.
You seem to, so you have like one of the biggest discographies that I've seen out of bands that I've been able to talk to. You're so prolific. Do you just write music? Like do you write a song every single day?
No, we do. I go in spurts, but we put out a song a week, maybe a week to 10 days. And the thing is, it's a new song. So we put it all together, do the video, and then tomorrow I won't remember the chords anymore. If I was gonna play it, I gotta get the chords so I can play it.
Too much music.
So, if we ever went on a tour, we'd have to hire a band, put together a band, and go with that.
Right. I've often dreamed of having you come to the ballroom for Halloween.
Yes.
And having Alec come down. Alec, maybe you could play drums. We could get a couple people to do some backup guitar.
I would love nothing more than to do that.
Rock till you die.
Yeah,
We should go on tour, Alec.
that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. It'd be crazy.
I know. Yeah.
So what's your, I have, I guess maybe one or two more questions. What's your songwriting process like? Like, is it different every time, or do you have a sort of tried and true method?
I used to just, the ideas come in my head. I go pick up the guitar and work out a melody.
Mhm.
I still do that, but then I put together a chord progression and the song evolves.
He finds the melody in the chord progression and then usually writes the lyrics after that.
That's cool. Huh?
Usually like that.
And do you
But
usually
working
start?
with Island now that he sends me lyrics and I put the melody, so I have no idea what he's gonna say.
That song is Drunken Whale, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, it's Pirate song. It was his idea. He said, "Hey, actually, let's do that." Just like Alex said, "Hey, actually, do it." Well, okay. So he said, let's do a sea shanty. Okay, let's do that.
Gotta keep him busy. Don't want him out on the street with spray paint.
That's right. You gotta keep it in perspective.
And a lot of your songs I've noticed have a bend towards social justice. Where do you think where did that drive come from in both of you? The desire to work towards social justice through your music?
That is civic duty. I really, personally, I just try to do music, but civic duty comes in and say, that's not right. You should talk about it. And I get in trouble a lot. Like the song that I wrote NRA Go Away. Man, that song was hated. Nobody got their guns taken away. And I wrote the song NRA Go Away, and boy, did they hate that one. Well,
Man,
yeah,
I don't think
say.
I've heard that one somehow. I need to go look it up. That sounds awesome.
yeah, NRA Go Away.
NRA, go away. Sweet.
I've written a whole set of social justice songs for one of our favorite singers, Frances Tees. You might talk to her.
Yeah, we might talk to Frances at some point. I've seen some of her videos with you all. She has a dog too, right?
I love her voice. I've been working with her for 20 years.
Her little dog, Sophie, unfortunately succumbed to a physical problem recently, but Frances always brought her when she could and when we filmed a video.
Yeah, I loved that. And Frances has a really beautiful voice.
Oh, yeah, it's round. It's
Rich
so
and deep.
round, you know? I just love her voice. That's why I work with her. I just love her voice, so I write stuff for her.
Do you guys see yourselves opening the studio back up again at any point, or is that kind of that chapter closed and you're moving on to other things?
Yeah, we just do it. This takes all of our time.
We moved the studio into the garage.
Yeah,
Staying there.
actually, the studio's there and the little green room that we make our videos
Right.
is there. So it's half green room and half studio now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
funny the first time that I went over your house, I was like, this is where the magic happens. And it's like a giant green screen. And like, we just messed around. We made that literal house of cards for like at least an hour, I think it took
Yeah.
to build that.
Some cars. That's
I
right.
can't believe it only took an hour, because when I was watching that and I kept being like, don't fall over, don't fall over.
Then we have David Blood, the Joker Blood with
With one of those gardener blowing things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all horrified. Oh,
Did Alec ever tell you about how he told us about that video?
what's that?
Did Alec ever tell
Oh.
you about how he surprised me and my sister with that video?
Right now.
He sent us a text that said like, hey guys, they have a new video out. It's pretty good. Check it out. Just like all casual.
I don't know if I don't know, X, I don't know if I told you guys that I was literally hiding that from my family because I wanted them to be surprised when you put the video out. So I didn't tell anyone that I was doing it with you guys. And then like I, sent that text and got Sarah. I was like, oh my God.
At first I thought that Alec had dubbed himself over your music video.
Oh, yeah.
Like at first I thought he had just decided to go full fanboy and make himself into the video, but then I realized it was real and I freaked out. So that was awesome.
Yeah, he just out of the blue, I say, hey, my name is Alex. I want to do a video with you. I said, oh, okay, let's do a video. With that.
I love that attitude of just cool, let's go for it.
Music, if you're good, it's good,
We have a question in the chat, which is, how did you two meet?
AOL.
Yeah.
Remember AOL?
Oh, I remember AOL. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Chat room to meet people or something. And I put something like, I want a girl that will sing with me, something like that. And she answered.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And
That's
then
awesome.
we didn't meet for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just
Wow.
And how long ago was that?
Then we went to see Rhapsody in Blue at the Hollywood Bowl. That was our first date.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, you two put together a set for us today, right?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I'm so stoked. Okay. Do you want to tell us at all about the songs that you're going to play?
Sure. Cabin Fever. We all have Cabin Fever. I wrote that for the pandemic. And this is a shortened version. In the long version, we have skeletons playing saxophones and trumpets and things. But this one is just you and me. And then we got I Will, which is a song that Susie and I always sing. And I just love that song.
It's a very sweet song.
And I love Susie singing it with me.
You know how heartbreaks are sometimes the best motivation for songs?
Yeah.
That one called I Will.
Well, I'm really excited. And I just love how you two, the chemistry between you two and all of your songs and your videos. I just think it's so sweet. So thank you. It's really brought a lot of joy to me during the pandemic when I was stuck at home. So
wholesome is always the word that comes to mind.
yeah, totally. Well, awesome. We're going to go into the set. Thank you both so much. And Alec, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Everyone go check out Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band. They're all over Spotify and Facebook and YouTube.
Hello, Mobtown. Nice to see you.
Hello, Baltimore. Or should I say Baltimore?
Cuban saying Balmer.
Hey, Susie used to live in Baltimore. Where do you live, Susie?
I have some sisters in Baltimore too.
Yeah?
And hello, Ricerstown.
What's the name of your sister over there?
Diana. And then I have some sisters in Delaware too.
Go, how about that? Come on. We're gonna do for you a song called Cabin Fever. Don't we all have cabin fever galore?
Oh, this virus is killing us.
So maybe soon, the 4th of July, Biden says, whoop, drop my pick.
Oh no.
4th of July, we'll be in barbecue. Maybe we'll go to Baltimore. Hey, this Susie. I got cabin fever and I wanna dance. Cabin fever, that old romance, here all alone. With cabin fever, I just don't know how I can cope. I got cabin fever, don't want more TV. Cabin fever, want people to meet. No eating, no, no. This cabin fever, I just don't know how I can cope. I'm tired of sitting home, waiting for the phone. I'm tired of being home, don't wanna be alone. I'm tired of sitting here, alone drinking my beer. Don't wanna be alone, I wanna get alone. Cabin fever, and I wanna dance. Cabin fever, there's that old romance, here all alone. With cabin fever, I just don't know how I can cope. I'm tired of sitting home, waiting for the phone. I'm tired of sitting home, don't wanna be alone. I'm tired of sitting here, alone drinking my beer. Don't wanna be alone, I wanna get out. I got cabin fever, don't want more TV. Cabin fever, want people to meet. No eating, don't, no. This cabin fever, I just don't know how I can cope. No, it ain't dope. No, you don't. I just don't know how I can cope. Cabin fever, yeah. cabin fever.
Well, it's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah, you should tell your sisters to watch this program, Sue. Here we go.
All right.
This is a song that Susie and I have been doing for a year, and it's called I Will.
Well, a year or two.
Well, more than that.
There is nothing you can say to me. There is nothing you can do, my love, to make me feel that I don't want you, I don't love you anymore, and that I'm glad that I walked out your door. But if it makes you feel better, and you want me to say that the love that we had was never real, I will. I know you say to all your friends that we live the life.
I know you say to your friends.
I know you say to all your friends, you will never mind, and that you feel that our life together was just a mistake, and so many years were mostly a waste. But if it makes you feel better, and you want me to say that the love that we had was never real, I will. I can make you love me, though I suspect that you should. Can make you love me. No, it may just be the truth. And so many years were not a mistake, and our life together was never a waste. You know that I want you, I love you some more. And if you ask me to walk in your door, to hold you in my arms and make it real, I will. I will.
Nice to be with you.
Anytime you want, check us out on YouTube,
Yeah.
Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band.
Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band, yeah. How do you say in Bold-Maurice? Bold-Maurice. Baltimore accent.
I have no idea.
She has no idea, and she's from Bolton.
Oh, no.
I say, hello, Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band, Walmer. Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're back. Thank you so much to Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band,
Yeah.
both Javi and Susie. That was amazing. I love them so much.
It makes so like I've only seen their videos. I've never seen them speak before.
Mhm.
It makes so much sense that Alex just fell right into working with them.
That Alec, he was just, fits in with them really well.
That was stunning.
I might do a collab with them next. We'll see.
I think you should.
So, yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we have another moment that everyone's been waiting for, which is Michael's typewriter tour. Michael, how did this come about?
We were trying to generate content, as the kids say. Which again, I mean, I'm going back into this and say we don't approve of that kind of thing. Like getting attention for attention's sake is not our game. We want to present you with only the top sort of like stuff like you just saw, wonderful things. But occasionally we got a little segment that could be considered filler, and this is one of those. Sarah asked me if I would do a typewriter tour, and then I sort of awkwardly stumbled through showing some typewriters, and Sarah edited it together and made a beautiful work of art. And it was a real exercise for me in realizing that I am never sincere. And like, I mean, in my personal life I am, but never on in relating to the ballroom or the public. And so talking about something I actually enjoy freaked me the fuck out, Sarah.
This was kind of sincere right now. You're being
sort of. Anyway, I was like, what the fuck just happened? It was terrible.
So that was the most Michael explanation of what's about to happen that I've ever heard. I basically, we asked Michael to do a typewriter tour because everyone's genuinely interested in his typewriters because they're really cool. And it's fascinating watching Michael talk about things he finds interesting. And then I decided to add some of my 1990s style
movie magic.
Editing, my movie magic. And so here it is, everyone, the typewriter tour.
Well, there's one error in it. I'll explain afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, can I roll it?
Yeah. You can.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there, but we might as well talk about typewriters. You may be asking yourself, why, Michael, are we talking about typewriters? And let me tell you a story about a man who, a couple of years ago, got really tired of dealing with people in his job and took solace in his one-bedroom apartment with strange little machines. And now has quite a few of them. This is a representative sample. We're going to talk about, first, why typewriters, and second, we're going to take a look at some lovely little machines and how they work and what they do. First, why typewriters? Honestly, there's not a very good reason. I think the only thing that a typewriter is good for, really that it could do better than a computer, is writing letters, because then you don't need a printer, and printers, as we all know, are horrible, and we hate them. They do look kind of cool. They're old-timey. People like antiques. I like antiques, and they're fun to tinker with. And there's a little bit of satisfaction in that kind of nonsense if you go in for it. And they look cool. First up, we have here a Royal number 10 that I saved from oblivion for almost nothing, which is often the price of typewriters, predictably. This is a legendary model that one of the first sort of workhorse office machines that went all around the world. There's still millions of them floating around in people's basements. And it's legendary, although this is in pretty rough shape, for being kind of stylish and for having these sexy glass panels on the side. 2 panels means it's pretty early, late teens, early 20s. And it still, even though it's a little rusty and I've been working on some, completely works in every way. So let's talk about that. You got yourself a sheet of paper. This is also a very old ribbon, right? Still does something. You put your paper in the top here like so, right? On this side, there's a little doodad that locks it in, bam. Then you can roll it up underneath the platen, that's what this is called. Lift that, boom, it's in there. If you happen to do that a little cattywampus, you unlock that thing again, and you can adjust the paper, make sure it's straight so you're not typing at some weird angle. Roll it down, you're ready to go. This is the carriage, this slidey thing. You slide the carriage all the way to the side. All right, you got your margin set there. You can do a little tab, boom, and you start typing. You can say, hail spade pins are dark floors. And as you do so, you can see when you type that the ribbon automatically rolls, so you get a fresh piece of ribbon. And once it hits the end, it'll automatically reverse and sort of do that forever. But if it doesn't, you can do it yourself. You can switch the direction of the ribbon. You can also, if you have a ribbon with black and red on it, you can switch to type in black or red or a stencil, which is not something we really use anymore. As you're typing, how exciting, you're gonna get to the end of the line and something beautiful is gonna happen. You hear that? That's the bell ringing to tell you you're at the end of the line. If you're in the middle of a word, you can hit the margin release key, boom, and it'll let you do a couple more. Isn't that exciting and nice? When you need to go back to the end, you hit this puppy, the carriage return, and it goes all the way back. Carriage return is the source of the word return on your laptop. So return all the way back to the beginning of the widget. You can go like that. You can do double space, triple space, single space. That's cool. If you look at the back, boom. Not only is it rusty, but sexy. Look at all that. There's the bell. This is how you make tabs. You move this little piece, and then as you hit the tab button, it'll stop by activating this widget. Isn't that fun, right? And then the bell, you can see, is sticking up here so that when you get to the margin control right there, which you can just slide along that rail, it trips it, and boom. See that? That's good, clean, fun, folks. Fun for the whole family. And that is the basics of how you use a typewriter. Here, we're going to move forward several decades to an Olivetti 22, which is a famous machine that the Italian designed and was also a sort of design pinnacle of the 60s. And the Olivetti 22 is famous for being the one that Leonard Cohen used. The 32, almost the same, was one that Cormac McCarthy used and sold at $250,000 at an auction. This is very exciting because I broke the lid to this because it was kind of wonky, and now you can see the guts and how they work. So one of the fun things, if you haven't looked at a typewriter in a long time, you got the basket here, right, with all the slugs that are attached to the keys. So if I want to type an L, boom, that's slow motion. That thing comes up, it lifts the ribbon to the right spot, and you get yourself L. If I want to type that L in red, go down to red there, bam, it lifts it higher to hit that part of the ribbon. And you can just do that forever. Very exciting. Occasionally, those who know, if you push a bunch of keys at once, they will get stuck, all hit each other. So when you're typewriting, you have to kind of use a different method than on, say, your home computer. The innards of this are absolutely lovely, and it still works despite being old, just like I imagine it did in the day. And that's fun too. We're gonna do a sort of an unboxing, which is an absurd ritual and something that I hate on the internet. And even better if you do it for something that's, 80, 90 years old. This is my first typewriter. It's also the best one that I've ever gotten. It's in perfect condition. It's from the 40s. And it is the pinnacle of typewriterly beauty, in my opinion. It's in the case. There's no longer a key for it. These little latches, boom, they open up, okay? And then, kapow. You like that? This is nice because these are portable machines. This one is a desktop sort of office machine. Once you open it, you can, if you're just doing something real fast, you can leave it in the case. Or, this case is the whole machine is locked in there powerfully to avoid damage. You can press a little lever, the whole thing will pop out. It even smells good, right? And then you have this. And this thing, look at all that chrome and nice beautifulness on there. And these letters that are sort of greenish. I don't know why that happened. That might be age, but I think it was actually intentional. This, with the racing stripes, it doesn't get sexier than this. And this has a nice typeface. Generally, there are a lot of different typefaces, including some cursive ones. But this guy, unlike the other two we looked at, is in Elite, which is 10 characters per inch, or as opposed to 12. So it's slightly bigger for your letter writing and whatnot. Certainly, oh no. This is a pretty beast. Boom. Isn't that cool? All right. Looks good, feels good. If you're thinking about getting yourself a typewriter, do it. Go to an antique store, buy one. Do not pay a lot of money for one. If you want one that you can be certain will work, come find me and I'll sell you one for a very reasonable price. So that's it for our typewriter tour. Thank you for joining me, gentle viewers, and have a good night.
Thanks, Michael. That was awesome.
You're welcome. I want to correct something I said there, which I misspoke. That last typewriter was not in Elite. That was in the Pika typeface, which is the larger one. And Elite is the smaller typeface. And also there is cursive Janus Rosato. There are lots of machines in script, and they look a little bit like notes that were passed by 16-year-old girls. And I mean that in a good way.
That sounds awesome. Can you just like flip out the typeface, like the carriage thing?
Oh,
Can
no.
you just
No.
okay. You have to get different typewriters to get different fonts.
Whole other machine. Yeah.
Whoa. Huh. Interesting. Cool. Well, we had a question about what kind of lubricant you use in restoring and maintaining your machine.
Lubricant is often very important. But in this case, the internet tells me that almost never. That there's a little dab of maybe some like gun lubricant, some like very high level like sewing machine lubricant, but I'd stay clear of it. They were designed to sort of work without it, and I have several that I definitely haven't seen it in decades and are fine.
Sweet.
Wisdom.
Well, that was awesome. I think that next you have to get a cursive typewriter and then show us.
I had one. I donated it to somebody in Philadelphia in exchange for some work on typewriters.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, then next time you get one, I bet you'll come across them again, right?
Probably, yeah. They find their way to me now that so many people know that I spend some of my time doing that.
Put me on the list for a cursive typewriter.
Okay.
I'm interested. I'm on the market.
It would suit you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Right. Yes, Hashi.
So how does one learn how to take them apart? Just by being careful and using a good amount of time, or are there repair manuals out there?
There are repair manuals out there. There are also still shops that will do it. Nobody I know takes apart the carriage portion because they're notoriously almost impossible to get back together again, including for very experienced people. So it's mostly just taking off the panels and you can replace keys and stuff like that. Don't get it wet. You're probably gonna be fine. Don't lose any screws. Those are the things that happen that are bad. And scrape some rust off of it.
Did you find all the screws that I sat on yesterday?
I did find all the screws that you sat on. Yeah.
Oh, good. I accidentally sat on the screws. Janice has one more question, and I actually had this question as well. What did you mean by stencils?
Oh, there's three settings on them. There's black and there's red, and the ribbons that work that way have half and half. And then there's a stencil which will lift the type above the ribbon entirely for various things. It allows it to sort of cut into whatever you have rolled in there. And I know that it was occasionally used on paper, but mostly some kind of stuff that I should look up. No one uses them anymore. It's like a dead technology.
Interesting. Well, cool. Thank you for that.
We also had a question about how much is a reasonable price.
Oh, that's a good question.
Unless it is, it's however much it's worth to you. I would say if it's not working, really low. But a lot of them, if you just blow the dust out of them and sort of like give it a good thwack on the side, they pop back to life. There's some that I guess are like rare machines, the colored ones.
Just
you can look.
Yeah.
Use some mineral spirits and get the dust out of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But I would not pay more than $40 for one. Yeah.
Yeah, the mineral spirits. Did you say $40?
I wouldn't pay more than $40 unless it was a really interesting one. They will try it unless someone has serviced it and brought it back to new life entirely, in which case it could be worth a couple $100 to you. I like it. I like having one on my desk. I fill out forms with it. It feels good. You have one.
I have one, and I use it all the time, primarily for writing letters or just like writing in general, and not being able to get on the internet while I do that. It's a lot less distracting. But it wasn't until I saw you filling out literal forms that I realized that's brilliant. You can print out a form from a computer and then fill it out with the typewriter and then scan it in and send it back or mail it.
And I tell you what, the older ladies at the Baltimore City Liquor Board, they notice these things.
Do they like it, or were they like, what is going on?
Do they like it? Of course they like it. When I leave, they might be like, what is this crazy white person doing? But I still think they like it.
I think they probably like it.
Yeah. We have a good rapport.
All right, shall we make a cocktail?
I think we should, sir.
Okay, I got the stuff here. Today, we're going to be making a sage grapefruit gimlet. First, I want to tell you about the gimlet. Michael, do you know anything about a gimlet?
I've had one or three. Not tonight.
Yeah, it was Bubby's favorite drink, I believe. My grandmother. And now that I've done some research, I kind of understand why. I think so it has a hilarious background story. There's sort of two stories about how it was named. One is that it was named after the tool, that it's like piercing and like the drink. And the other was that it was named after this British Navy surgeon. And he was the doctor who treated all the sailors. And this was a very popular drink amongst British sailors in the 19th century. And the reason was that the citrus in it, so it's gin and lime and sugar, or gin and lime cordial, one or the other. And the citrus juice helped prevent scurvy amongst the sailors.
Yeah, it did.
The story is that the doctors would prescribe these, and the gin helped wash down the lime juice. So traditionally, it's 2 ounces of gin and then lime and sugar. I'm going to make it with grapefruit juice that I juiced earlier today. And instead of regular simple syrup, I made sage simple syrup. And I think I've talked about sage simple syrup before, but the way you make simple syrup is basically by taking hot water, 2 parts hot water, 1 part sugar. So just double the amount of water. And when you make an infused simple syrup, usually you put it on the stove and you let it kind of boil up, and then you let it simmer for a bit, and then you take it off the heat and let it sit for a while. So I let the simple syrup sit with the sage in it, and now it is sage flavored simple syrup. So I thought you might appreciate the scurvy thing, Michael, especially from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they give cricket lemons.
Yeah, well, otherwise your teeth fall out and stuff. How many ounces are you putting in, Sarah?
2.
2 ounces?
Yeah, I put 2 ounces. I used Tanqueray, which is primarily because I went to the liquor store and this was the kind that seemed like not super expensive, but not so cheap that it is bad. You know, it's a name that I recognize. So
not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, not gonna hurt you. Then I'm going to put 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. That said, I really like grapefruit juice, so I'm gonna put a little more in, mostly because I want it to taste like grapefruit. Then we've got 1/2 ounce of the sage simple syrup. And when you're making this at home, it kind of depends how strong the sage is in your simple syrup, whether you want to put a lot or a little. I like to try and make it strong with sage so that the sage comes through, but the drink doesn't have to be too sweet. And there is no way to make this as a mocktail, except that if you take sage simple syrup and grapefruit juice and then put soda water, it's a delicious, refreshing drink for people of all ages. All right, to pour that in, you shake this stuff up.
This is my favorite part.
Where
I like that it noise canceled the shaker. That's Zoom technology right there.
Oh wow. You pour it out. It's poured up, so there's no ice in it. Have it here. Usually you would put it in a coupe glass, but I don't own any coupe glasses because I'm not that fancy. Then I'm going to take some sage. And what fancy bartenders do is they smack it.
They spank it.
Yeah, it's supposed to like activate it or whatever. You just rough it up a little basically, and then put it
bounce
around,
it off the walls.
Yeah, put it around the edges of the glass, and then put it on top, and then your drink is made.
Ooh.
How is it? What's the result?
It's delicious. I mean, I love sage and I love grapefruit and I love gin, so that's good. I forgot, if you're feeling really fancy, you can put a giant grapefruit wedge in your drink, which is what I did. So that's the gimlet and the specialty gimlet. Are you a grapefruit person, Michael?
I am not. I am an alcohol person. And one of the things I enjoy about the cocktail sort of, like these whole demonstrations, is that it's meant to generate an aura like unto when one is cooking. You always talk a little bit of history and everything. Mm-hmm. And I just think that the history of most cocktails is that alcohol was terrible. And so you poured sugar in it. And also that just the world has been drunk since the beginning of time.
Absolutely.
And, if you got like your handlebar mustache and you're drinking a cocktail, you're trying to put on airs. It's like you are in a fine tradition of people who have tried to justify getting hammered, which all cocktails are like straight booze with sort of like a little frippery. And I approve of that. I approve of it.
Yeah, I like the idea, though, that with this one, I mean, the way this is, the internet, so it's probably not true. But the way that it was phrased was basically that instead of the lime helping wash down the gin was helping wash down the lime, which really cracks me up.
People still get scurvy?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's from a vitamin C deficiency, right?
I don't know.
I think it is. So
it seems old timey, but it seems like I just asked a question where it's like, of course, all of these people get scurvy and you should have known that and cared about them kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Michael hates scurvy victims.
I don't know that it's still a thing. But I know that it was very, it happened to sailors primarily, which I assume just has to do with what they had access to while they were on ships for long periods of time.
Yeah, hardtack and water and rum,
yeah,
I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's our cocktail. What do you say, Michael? Should we do a round of thank yous and call it a day, or should we talk about the trash wheel, or what you thinking?
Well, we should. I mean, do we have a visual for the trash wheel, Hachi?
I'm
no
at
pressure
home right now, so I don't personally have eyes on it, but I do have an audiovisual experience that we could play for anyone that didn't have the pleasure of catching it earlier in the week.
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Local facts. Let's see it.
If you don't know what the trash wheel is, I don't know. Figure it out.
Welcome to Clearwater Mills, the headquarters for all things trash wheel. This is where they were invented, this is where they're designed, and this is where they're built, right here on Bodkin Creek in the Chesapeake Bay. And today, we're very excited because we are about to unveil the newest member of the trash wheel family. It all started with Mr. Trash Wheel, who was installed in the Baltimore Harbor in 2014, followed by Professor Trash Wheel, and then Captain Trash Wheel. Together, these sustainably powered floating trash interceptors have removed over 250 tons of trash and debris from the Baltimore Harbor every year. The new trash wheel will be stationed at the end of the Gwens Falls, a stream that flows through West Baltimore into the Middle Branch.
This new trash wheel responds directly to the concerns of South Baltimore residents who deserve a city that is cleaner.
There's a lot of trash that accumulates in the waterways that I believe travels down from the Gwens Falls. It's not a pretty sight.
Nobody wants to see trash in the water. Even just what looks like just some useless trash plays a role into our health disparities.
The new trash wheel is going to remove an additional 300 tons of trash and debris every year.
The Gwens Falls trash wheel is going to be the largest trash wheel to date. This has 72 100-watt solar panels. And what we think is going to be a big improvement to this is a log loader grapple stationed on a piling in front of the machine.
This is an important moment for Baltimore waterways, and everyone is talking about it.
Baltimore County is proud to support Waterfront Partnership of Baltimore's important work in the Gwynns Falls.
We are thrilled to have a fourth trash wheel joining the family.
I am so excited that we are about to install our fourth trash wheel here in Baltimore City.
The Maryland Port Administration is proud to welcome the fourth trash wheel in Baltimore Harbor.
We need to create a legacy for South Baltimore that includes our environment and green spaces.
This supports the department's efforts to keep trash out of our waterways.
Protecting our harbor and keeping litter out of the bay are two really important parts of our mission at Wheelabrator. So we're absolutely thrilled to be a part of this vital project.
We can't wait to row with our Baltimore community into cleaner waters.
Thousands of trash wheel fans from around the world voted on the name for the new trash wheel. But in the end, we could only pick one. So please join me and the crew of Clearwater Mills in welcoming Gwenda, the Good Wheel of the West.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the family, Glenda.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the family, Gwenda.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Gwenda.
This is only the beginning of Gwenda's journey. In a couple weeks, she'll be installed at the mouth of the Gwynns Falls stream. Stay updated on our progress by following Mr. Trash Wheel on your favorite social media, or pick up a Gwenda the Good Wheel of the West t-shirt on MrTrashWheel.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Our work is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors and donations from people like you.
Yay, so that,
You see that shit? Wheel hello there?
Wheel hello there.
Also, we have to just real fast unpack the gender dynamics of the wheels and how brilliant in this climate it was for them to name the second female trash wheel Professor Trash Wheel.
Yeah, except that she has eyelashes. But other than that.
Professors can't have eyelashes, Sarah?
No, I don't know. They just seemed like,
can women
like she
have
had a lot of
eyelashes?
mascara on, you know? But I guess that any gender can wear mascara. So maybe it's me who's the problem here.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm wearing it right now.
I'm really excited about the third trash wheel coming on. Does anyone know
Fourth,
if other cities, the fourth?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's the fourth.
Does anyone know if other cities have adopted the trash wheel model yet?
I don't believe so. Although I think Clearwater Mills is a for-profit company. I'd be surprised if they don't get some others out there.
Yeah, I think that they are. I think that they are being looked at as like a sort of model that other cities could follow on, which is
Because we're
really
not going to
exciting.
stop littering. So
Yeah, I know. It would be nice if we did stop littering. But one step at a time.
Yeah. But should we do our thank you, Sarah, since we don't have credits?
Yeah. So thank you so much, first and foremost, to Songwriter X and the Skeleton Band, Susie, X, Alec. That was awesome. I really appreciate it. And then thank you to Brianna from Pigtown Climbs. I hope all of you check out what they're doing and attend their fundraiser. I knew it was cool, but I didn't know it was that cool. You know, I'm pretty excited. And the idea that there would be more people outside the ballroom on that street, keeping it lively, is really exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to thank Janice Rosado and all the other people who shared our posts this week. That was really cool and helpful, and we really appreciate it. Thanks to Hachi and Abby, our tech crew. Is there anyone else to thank, Michael?
Your
I
brother,
don't think so.
maybe.
I think everybody else can just shove right off.
What? As soon as we go off, I'm gonna remember that, like, I forgot to thank God or something.
You could thank your brother, I guess.
I did thank my brother.
Oh,
Thanks, Alec.
You could thank your mom for giving birth to you.
Thanks, Mom. Abby, I think you might be causing an echo.
I don't know. There's so many echoes.
there
It's
we
been
go.
a
The
lovely.
echo's
This is
gone.
the first week on the
The Mac
beautiful
Mini.
Apple platform.
It seems like it worked.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll learn.
we got some hot talk in the chat about ways to be a woman and a trash wheel at the same time. and which ones are valid.
Is this therapy gate for me? Am I?
I think it's therapy gate for you. Yeah.
I identify
Okay.
as a trash wheel.
Oh dear.
Well, yes, everybody is right. If it becomes a big argument, I'll bring my thesis next week.
And Goucher, peace studies. No method peace studies.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all so much, and I hope you have a lovely week.
Bye.
Bye.
And when they let us in the door, we pushed our way up front to get a glimpse and to be a part of, to be right there at the start of. Shoulder to shoulder, face to face, we really packed it in. And before the show could even begin, we stand our ground and claim our place, disregarding personal space. Singer takes the stage, drums, guitar, and bass. Hold on to the barricade, just in case.
Let's see a show of hands, idols and fans. Let's see a show of hands, idols and fans. Let's see a show of hands, idols and fans. Let's see a show of hands, idols and fans. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Idols and fans. Let's see a show of hands. Idols and fans. Hi, 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 hi.
Whoops! They can see.